It's time for lefties losing it. And as we barrel towards a US presidential election, the dial has turned up on the partisan crazy, and it is coming from absolutely all directions. In the aftermath of former President Donald Trump being shot, this is what the president of the American Federation of Teachers had to say.
It is seldom a dramatic event or attack that lets fascism in the door. The violence comes later, after they are voted in. Voting is still our best defense against tyranny and fascism, and it's our best offense to create the better future we dream of and march for. Progress is possible, but not guaranteed. When the history books are written about this moment, let them record that we the people united, mobilized, and voted down this existential threat to democracy and freedom, that we continued the march for progress, that we laid the foundation for a better future, and that we sought to create a more perfect union. Progress is possible. Keep marching.
Hardly softening political discourse in the aftermath of an attempted political assassination. And if that isn't an advertisement for homeschooling, then I'm not really sure what is. Now, moving on to Kamala Harris, who many are saying will be the Democratic nominee, it's fascinating to see how the lefty media has ditched old Joe, jumping headfirst onto the Kamala train.
I'm jumping out of my seat over here watching this. I think people have been thirsting for this.
And I'll just say this, and I'm with Tim. I'm jumping out my seat higher than you, my brother. I'm just going to say that.
There was a twinkle in her eye. There was a kick in her step that, when you're vice president, you're not loose. You can't, there's somebody above you. There's somebody, you don't want to overshadow them. And this was quite the coming out. And I got chills when she said, Donald Trump, I know your type. I was blown away. I kind of fell in love with her. I thought she was smart, engaging. She's funny, feisty, twinkle in your eye, punch you in the gut. I mean, everything you kind of want. And I just thought it was a great, great opening act.
She looked completely comfortable tonight with the words she was speaking. They felt organic and genuine.
Are we even living on the same planet? And of course, a switch in the Democratic nomination wouldn't be complete without some blame landing with the Republicans. Apparently, it's racist to suggest Harris is a DEI hire.
Republicans have gone so far as to call her a DEI hire, which is flat out racist.
This is a pretty unusual allegation, given I thought it was one of the few accepted facts on both sides of the aisle. After all, no one has accused Kamala Harris of being competent. But let's dial up the crazy a bit further. Apparently, mispronouncing her name is a hate crime.
I've heard from inside Republican circles and right-wing media that the hate campaign against Kamala Harris has begun. You'll notice they purposefully pronounce her name wrong. They say Kamala. They do it all the time. It is on purpose. But the talk is to start that hate campaign and get it going and start it churning.
And over recent days and hours, more people are coming out to endorse Kamala Harris. The Clintons, Nancy Pelosi. Then there is Meghan Markle, who reportedly wants to endorse Kamala Harris as well. Meghan is so lacking in self-awareness that she doesn't realise that her endorsement is probably more like a kiss of death. Perhaps just send her some strawberry jam and stay mum. And while the Democrat political establishment is getting used to the idea of presidential nominee Harris, this bloke thinks the presidential nominee should be trans.
I think we need a transgender president. And here's why. There is no greater struggle than being trans. You're constantly hated. You're constantly... people want to unalive you just because of who you are. If we had transgender president, the world would be a much better place. And maybe all our haters might actually leave the United States instead of staying here. We, the people, run this country, not our presidents, not our congressmen, not our Senate. Our Constitution says, we the people. So, maybe, who's with me? We need a transgender president. I'm up for it. Anybody else? Who's going to be a candidate?
Who knew a presidential election, a change of nominee and an attempted assassination could produce so much insane material? Anyway, there you have it.